Hi, it's me, your friendly neighborhood artist. That's not going to be so friendly today. So, we got this guy here named Shadiversity. He's got 1 million subscribers on YouTube, and his content is about weapons and other historical stuff. He's also an author. This guy suddenly thinks that he's some savant to the art world, and he has insider information. I've looked over his channel, and he has a few videos on generative AI. Normally, I would probably be a fan of this guy if he didn't have this content on his channel. But a friend of mine showed me, um, posted in her little private Discord group, people kind of dragging him on Twitter. So I went to go look it over, and then I saw it. I saw actually the post on Artist Hate on Reddit, so I watched the video. Now the thing about this guy is that he shows his old artwork in the beginning of the video, and he's showing that he's doing AI assisted art, meaning he did the sketch and AI did the fixing, and then he did some minimal work afterwards. Now, he just thinks so highly of himself, like he is some like he came down from the art god mountain and he graced us with his presence of AI assisted art, which, by the way, is so hokey as a term that he's been using on Reddit, not Reddit, that he's been using on his YouTube channel and on his Twitter. Now, from what I've also gathered, he hasn't drawn in a long time, or he doesn't draw anymore. Because the pieces that I've seen, it's been a long time. I looked over his Twitter and I looked at his YouTube channel, and I haven't seen anything that seems recent as work that he's done. So I think it's just been too long and he's just fallen out of inspiration, and he wanted to try a new medium, right, when he heard about Stable Diffusion. And I understand that because literally every artist has gone through that. You can find the same work on like Loish's page, Sam Does Art, and Rostraws. They all, like, when they heard about it, they were all excited to try it. I even tried it. So artists did try it and they were interested in it in the beginning before they realized what it was. And that became before the scrape and in the style of, and people pretending to be artists on DeviantArt and invading on Fiverr and claiming to be top tier artists while lying to customers that they actually drew it. And people selling brushes, or what was it that just happened the other day? XP Pen in China, they posted AI work to sell the XP Pen in China, and thankfully XP Pen was like, no, we don't approve of that, we're not with them. I mean, thank God for that, but that's besides the point. We're talking about Shade. Now, I'm gonna drag Shade because in his news video, he goes into all how much of an artist he is and how all of my technical and art skills have built me for this type of thing. Like he's coming across, it's giving like I'm a hero type. It's giving like I'm a book hero type of deal. Like, what I expected him to do was I expected him to do what some artists do and make the sketch and then put it into Stable Diffusion or Midjourney and then complete it. That's what I expected. What I didn't expect was him to just do generative AI in general. He generated a picture of Supergirl and he wanted to make it a picture of his wife. Now, there's because he made the thing about that is that he trained a Laura on his wife's face, and something about that is just so weird to me. I don't know what it is about that, but I hope that she consented to that. I mean, she had to, right? I don't know. It's just weird. I wouldn't have let my husband do it to me. Anyway, he shows several pieces followed by assisted training, which is just like a cringe term, and it's 100% a cope for no longer being an artist, because if he hasn't drawn in like 8 years and he hasn't drawn anything recently, I mean, this is like allegedly. Like, I could not find anything that showed that he has drawn within the last decade. or well, in the last 5 or 6 years. So if I'm wrong, then someone can correct me. He glorifies himself for taking 2 hours to work on the piece, right? And I'm sorry, he barely made changes. Like, every time I thought he would make a permanent change, and like, the thing is he wasn't really even photo bashing. Like, photo bashing and what he was doing is not the same thing. What he was doing was painting over, and he used either different images or content aware filter to get around it, right? Because I saw his layers, and every time he wanted to change something, he would, instead of understanding that he needed to become a painter and fix it using his painting skills, which he says that he has, he went and he just blocked it off, put it back in Stable Diffusion, and continued to generate. And I'm sorry, I've seen better pictures on Reddit, like, with AI. Like, I'm sorry, like, I'm not like a person who consumes that stuff, but I've seen it in communities that I hang out in. Like, I saw, what was it? It was like Legend of Zelda AI or something, and that was better. That was better because I could tell that someone, like, they're not doing much, but what they are doing is enough that I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't look half bad, So he goes in and he continues to do this over and over and over, and he says he spent 2 hours on it. Now, the thing is he oh my goodness, it's so pretentious, where he acts like a hotshot for calling out what's wrong with the image when he fails to see that the piece has 2 suns. Like, it has a light source that's a sun in front of the character, and then there's a sun in the far background, and that is just so cringy to me. And this video is like 38 minutes long. You would think that him's taken all this time to talk himself up about how great of an artist he is and how AI has helped him find his mojo or whatever. Like, I get it. People who can't be creative, this is their way to be creative. I get it. I understand. Like, you've never drawn before, and this is your way to do it. You don't want to learn how? Like, I get it. I understand. Like, I am a more understanding person than you would probably believe when it comes to people wanting to use AI. Like, I don't like it, but if someone who has never picked up a pencil doesn't ever want to, and this is their way of doing something, it's whatever. Like, they're not trying, like, especially if they're not trying to sell it, if it's just for their own thing, they're not posting it, they're not selling it, I feel like they're not doing that much harm. He likes the idea of calling out what's wrong with his picture, but for art being so important to him and getting it right, it wasn't on the list to look at everything wrong with it. He just wanted to get it good enough, in quotation. He brings up his photo bashing skills, but he didn't really use them, did he? Like, he did a little bit of coloring, like basic coloring. Like, anyone could do this coloring. Like, this is like not even junior level artists. This is like beginner artists, open Photoshop, use the airbrush tool. Use the selection tool. This is not hard stuff. You could literally learn this in 20 minutes, maybe less. And the thing is he's talking about how it was significant human input. Baby boy, no, it was not significant human input. If you make 2 lines and you correct a little bit and then continue to generate and the end result is still your generation, no, it's not. It's not significant human input. You did not put human input into it. You did not redo the shadows. You did not redo the colors. You didn't even want to do the layer that was supposed to be her armbands. You didn't even want to fix the hand. The hand that was the original hand wasn't bad, and it was kind of in perspective. You could have fixed that if you had significant painting skills like you say you do, but you didn't do that. Instead, you just put one hand on the other side and let it generate. And it didn't even generate good. It looked silly. And the thing is that he tries to bloat that he had control over the picture the entire time, but it didn't seem like he had any control because he spent so much time in the video just putting little blocks of stuff and then regenerating and doing in painting. And this is the best part. This is the best part. The best part is when he says, "Listen, I'm a perfectionist and an artist. Baby boy, please stop the cap. Stop the cap." Talking about anatomical proportions while Supergirl's head is still too big for her body. Overall, he gets so egotistical in trying to weasel his way into artist spaces by saying that he's had a significant amount of photoshopping skills, and that's where all of this came from. But like, he fixes a foot, right? But the foot looks weird now because it's like he didn't distort it in a way that made it make sense. He could have painted it, but he didn't. He doesn't have the Photoshop skills that he says that he does. You could see that because I'm gonna link below this other picture, and you can tell there's a significant difference. I'm always gonna bring up this video. There's this video on Vox where this guy, he wants a picture of himself getting punched out by Muhammad Ali, right? And it's photorealistic. So he trains a model on his face, and then he spends 17 hours in Photoshop re-editing, but he barely, after he gets the basic of what he needs, he spends the rest of the time in Photoshop. He doesn't go back to Stable Diffusion, so he gets like a basic image to work with, the potential image, and then once he gets his potential images, he works in Photoshop to do the full final edit, and he's like really good. It's really good. That's what I imagine artists who want to work with AI would do. That's what I imagine, right? Not this, where he's just barely doing any editing. This dude is a clown. Stick to writing, because we don't want to claim you. It's okay to admit that you're a prompter now. Saying anything else is a cope. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some minor fixes. And we're going to see if his piece can be better. Now, I'll be honest with you. My skills as a painter, as a realistic painter, is not good. I am not a good realistic painter. But I can try. I'm more wanting to fix maybe the light sources, maybe that foot, maybe that head. So I started doing something like a little bit different. My idea was that I was going to put my own art over the video. Then I decided that I would just put the video that I recorded of me fixing it over. So I tried to redraw it to see if, like, about the head is too big and the neck is too wide. I went through some various iterations where I tried to see if I could fix it by using my painter skills. My painter skills are very poor, but I did try, and I think I fixed at least the lighting issue. So there's that. I did want to keep talking about him because he's a clown. Now, he didn't like all of the backlash he got from the internet because he's acting annoying. So he doesn't believe that the images that are put in the data set are actually stolen. He thinks it's all fair use, but it's he doesn't understand how permission works. And then he tried making another video that's like 3 minutes long, and he just keeps posting all of his previous videos, which is just cringe. And he got super salty because people took his 2 images, and he didn't like that people were nitpicking. And he's like, people who nitpick AI art saying it looks like crap contradict the claim that artists should be afraid of AI taking their jobs. If it's trash, they have nothing to worry about. Who would want to buy trash? But as we all know, that regardless of nitpicking, this image looks incredible. It doesn't look incredible. Saying that it's incredible is just a cope. And he thinks that somehow generative AI replaces other art in the market. It won't be from AI, it'll be from other artists using AI, and I just don't think that that's true. But this is coming from someone who isn't an artist, so I mean, what are we gonna do? Take him seriously? No. So what do you guys think of this guy? I hope you guys think he's a clown, because I do. I mean, he just needs to go back to writing. He needs to go back to what he's good at, right? I hope you guys go over at least his Twitter and just like go and see, because like he's coping, and the thing is like people that aren't even into AI are like going over to Bing and being like, see how easy it is. What do you mean it's difficult? What do you mean? It's kind of funny. Have a good day, guys.